let's go. There we go. I can remove that now, actually. That's fine. I think I can drop this here. There we go. There we go. And then do that, and I think I'm good. Okay. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know what to actually do for my next game, and I just thought, you know what, I've been wanting to... I did want to do Nitro Fueled eventually, so I just thought, you know what, let's do it. Let's start it now, right? And... yeah, I don't know, this is very much a last-minute decision, and you know what? I'm perfectly okay with it. I am gonna switch my characters, though. If I can? Do I not have... okay, see, this is a weird thing. Sure. So for some strange reason I don't have Spyro, but that's fine. Is it that one that I normally like? I'm not sure. I think I've played a bit of this off stream before, but I have not committed to doing an actual full-on playthrough yet of the base game, but I'm hoping... I am actually hoping I can have some fun with this game today, and for however long this lasts for. I'm trying to find what I would normally use here, because I'm really not sure. That looks nice. Is it this? I think it's this. I'm not actually sure. I don't remember. I need to actually check all of these, because I really don't know. I kind of don't want to focus too much on this whole thing, but... you know what? I think it was that, but I'm really not sure. I'm not sure if it was this or not. I really don't think so, but... oh wait, no, you know what? I don't even think it was any of these. Okay, for some reason I don't have Spyro, which maybe that's a save... oh no, wait, no I do. Never mind. I was gonna say, I like playing as Spyro. It just makes sense, you know? Yes! Yes. No, what the fuck? Dude, I pressed... sweet, okay. Yeah, I have a thing with the pit stop that allows me to access all that, so that's very nice. I'm not gonna be doing anything outside of the story. I do just want to experience all the story and just to see what this game offers me. Because like I said, I've been meaning to for a while, but I remember I actually used this game as for footage in an actual YouTube video where I reviewed kart racer games and compared them. And this was on the list, and now I actually get to play it, so that's really nice.
Greetings, creatures of this planet. I come to compete.
So you pesky Earth slugs like to race, eh? Well, I, nitrous oxide, am the fastest racer in the galaxy. I travel the stars looking for creatures to test my skills.
It's a little game I call Survival of the Fastest. Here's the way we play.
I challenge the best driver of your world to a race for the planet. If your driver wins,
I'll leave your miserable little rock alone. But if I win, I will turn your entire globe into a
concrete parking lot and make you my minions.
Alrighty.
Race for the fate of your planet. Let's go!
Yeah, I've heard a lot of this music, and I think I've done every track outside of the story, actually, but I did also download some online saves just so I could access a lot of the content. Just because I wanted to experience it a bit, you know? See how it felt and everything. And I will say, it does actually feel good. It feels very good. I think I've played as well, like, other Crash racing games as well. Like, there's one... Come to think of it, actually, there's two for the PS2, I think. There's at least two on there. There's Tag Team Racing, which I did complete a few months ago for the first time. And there's Nitro Kart, which I have yet to complete, I'm pretty sure, so... Which I'm not sure if it's worth revisiting that. I might do eventually, but I don't know. Okay, so that's that. I think I remember how to do this, do I? That's that, okay. D-pads. I love how the D-pad and left stick actually contribute to reversing. That's interesting. Speaking of which, it is very windy outside, and well, actually, I don't know if it's calmed down yet or not, but it has been so windy outside today, so I'm hoping that doesn't really affect much today as I'm playing. It shouldn't do. The bitrate seems fine at the minute. Okay, I'm just gonna go straight in before I yap. But yeah, I've genuinely played a bit of this already. I don't really care that much to have difficulty. I don't know what kind of difficulty it's going to offer me later on easy, but I think I've been telling people in some of my communities that I should really play this game, because I really need to.
Hold your horns.
And I've been genuinely really wanting to be honest. I don't even remember what button does what, though, is this thing that sucks. Oh, okay, that's easy. I will say, the crossover between Crash and Spyro, I mean, I know they've done it before on other games, but it is very nice that I actually get to play as Spyro characters in this. But I think but also, if Reignited didn't exist, I don't think this would have, would it? Because I'm pretty sure it just uses the model, right? Which I'm still yet to play that as well, to be honest, come to think of it. I'm still yet to play Reignited as well, come to think of it. Which I probably should do. There is actually a multiplayer mod for that, which me and Emperor Zarkar actually played that one time, and I think we enjoyed ourselves. I'm not sure how that affects the overall game in other sort of non-platforming or non-Spyro areas, but I feel like I really need to revisit that trilogy game thing. Because I've played the first one, and I just have not revisited it since. Like, I have not revisited it since. Like, I think I actually did play a bit of the second one, but... I think I quickly quit, honestly, so... The Spyro game I've actually played the most is A Hero's Tale, and I did replay that recently on my Thor. I didn't do 100% just because I wanted to see how the game at least felt, but that game is so good, dude. If none of you have played Spyro A Hero's Tale before, I strongly advise you do. Because it is genuinely an excellent game. One of my favorites. One of the best 6th gen era games of all time, honestly.
Congratulations, you win a trophy. You can go faster through turns by power sliding.
Yeah, I know this stuff, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so I'd imagine this follows... I know this is a remake, right? But I would imagine... I'm not even sure how you get that, by the way, but... So, obviously, I know this is a remake, right? And I'm willing... It'll probably follow sort of the same premise as other Crash racing games, where you do X amount of races, and then...
You must have a boss key to open this
Yeah,
door.
thank you very much. Where you know, do certain amount of races, and then do... sort of a boss race type thing. I think NITRO Kart had that, but I'm not exactly sure.
You must have 2 boss keys to open this door.
Thank you. I'm sort of just driving around the hub, really, but, you know. Mystery caves. Yeah, I don't really know. I'm not sure what to expect, actually, but what I wanna... Oh, I need one of those to do that. Okay, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be doing there, but fuck it. Sheesh. Yeah, I have done the maps at least once on, I think it's called arcade mode, and they are some very nice maps, to be honest. I love the maps in this. I like the DLC maps as well. I'm assuming it's DLC, but the Spyro map's really nice. I like the way it portals through each of the areas. It's very cool. But yeah, no, I did not grow up with the original of this game, which I think was on the PlayStation 1. Someone can correct me if I'm incorrect, but I never actually played this growing up, but I did have Crash racing games as a kid that I never actually completed. Those are a few games that I never actually completed as a kid, but ended up completing in adulthood. Which, that's an interesting thing to think about. Games that you grew up with and played a bit of, but never actually completed them. Because, I mean, granted, that's another thing as well. There's a lot of games on, like, say the PS2, for example, which I never actually owned as a kid. Like, I never owned the Ratchet or Sly games, but nowadays I emulate them, and so far I've played the main Sly trilogy, and I've played every single, well, not every single Ratchet game, but I've played the Ratchet games up until A Crack in Time, because I completed that one recently, which I did really like it. People said it was the best one. I'm not sure if they meant overall or just for the PS3. I think for the PS3 it's probably the best one. I like the space exploration a lot, honestly. The only one I haven't played on the... I think Deadlocked was the only one I haven't played. I haven't played Size Matters or the Agent Clank game, but I did look up on Reddit that you could skip some of the games because they weren't canon or they didn't really offer anything. Like they didn't, or they were spin-offs or whatever, which I'm taking a break from the Ratchet games because there's All for One, which is apparently a spin-off, and Full Frontal Assault, which is also a spin-off. I have Into the Nexus as well, which I'm still yet to play. I'm just not sure. Like, I know what the order is, because I can just look it up, but... You know. And obviously today I started the 4th Sly game, after just completing the 3rd. The game looks really nice, by the way, I'm not gonna lie. The 4th Sly game, I know people tend to say, oh, it's not that good, but visually it's impressive. It feels different to play, but I'm hoping it can offer me some good entertainment compared to the other titles. Which, I still don't know which game I prefer out of the main trilogy. I still believe it might be the first one. But I will also say, I'm not a fan of the Sly Cooper trilogy combat. I'm really not. I much prefer, like, the sort of stealthing areas. I might keep the trilogy, but ultimately... I don't know. Like, maybe eventually I'll replay them, but there's a lot in... Like, for example, the 3rd game, I'm not sure I was a fan of the pirate ship fights. I didn't like those at all. Because there's not really a way you can protect yourself against attacks, and the cannons sort of reload really fucking slow, so it's not great, but... I think the 2nd one might actually be more replayable than the 3rd, but I do really like... I like the Koopa Vault in the 3rd one, in all honesty. I wish there was more at the end, like Koopa's dad had a sort of circular room that was the final boss arena, pretty much. I sort of wish there was more in there, but I think it was really interesting learning about the Koopa family's history and lineage and whatnot. It's actually a really nice part of the game. It was also nice to see, like, the Koopa gang or his ancestors sort of setting challenges for the next one to do. I think it's heavily implied that each member of the Koopa lineage sort of did that, right? They went through the challenges that the previous had set. Like the security measures and whatnot. And then Sly's dad had like lasers and shit. Which, speaking of which, I don't even get that part, because I remember Sly saying, "Oh, I never learned this. This is a move I never learned," but then he ended up using moves that he did in fact learn. So I'm not really sure what that line of dialogue was about, but hey. It's weird, the Sly games as well. I know I'm talking about it a lot, but the weird thing is, I do like the Sly games, that's the thing. I like the first one more just because, damn it, because it just makes sense to sort of, I don't know. I think I connected with the first one a lot better, but I think that's also because it reminded me of Crash Bandicoot a lot, weirdly enough. And I think that's honestly what I liked about it. But I think I wanted more stealthy stuff out of the trilogy, to be honest. Like, I was not that much of a fan of the combat. But also, for the second and third games, I did stream them both, but for both games, I ended up taking really long breaks from them. Like, I took multiple months off at a time. And don't get me wrong, you sometimes do that for games anyway if you're not enjoying it anymore, but it's just like, I did that for both games, and I feel like that's very telling. Because normally I like to stick at a game until I complete it. Which, I was streaming both, and I played them for 2 hours at a time, which is fine, but there was a lot about both games that I might not have been totally happy about. Or things that I didn't necessarily enjoy that maybe I could have. Saying that, though, of course, there's people online who say it, and I will happily support it, the statement, but video games are not meant to be stressful, and they're supposed to be an enjoyable experience. Like that final, like the Koopa Vault in 3, the elephants that shoot at you in that area when you're playing as Bentley, I did not like that in the slightest. Like, they shoot at you way too often for... They shoot at you way too often for it to really... You know... They shoot at you way too often for it to be that enjoyable, you know what I mean? Because I didn't enjoy that bit in the slightest, but... But, I think I mentioned Ratchet as well. Like, I really enjoyed that most recent Ratchet game I played. Obviously, I know it's not the most recent game overall, but it's the one that I've... In terms of where I'm at in the timeline, that's where I'm at. As a game, I really liked it. I liked collecting the Zoni and the ship upgrades, and I didn't do every single arena challenge, but it's a very enjoyable game. I will say, though, I wish some of the weapons were better. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I think a lot of the better weapons come from previous games. Like, if I'm being genuine, I think the better weapons come from 2 and 3, because I I miss using, like, the lava gun and shit, you know what I mean? Like, in the third game, they changed the lava gun, and it was so much better. Granted, it was changed to, like, liquid nitrogen, which thankfully is still a good use of the weapon, but, like, I can see why people say the weapons in 2 and 3 are great, because I love those. I think the weapon in Crack in Time with the sound wave gun, where I think it burps, but I'm not entirely sure, but I think that weapon was a good weapon. I think it was a very good weapon. Unfortunately, I think that game doesn't have... I think that game could have used way more good weapons, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't know. I think... Yeah, I think genuinely that game could have used a lot more good weapons. Especially weapons that actually do more damage, because on that final boss fight, I had to just use grenades, dude. I'm not even kidding. Oh yeah, in the Clank puzzles, I really like those puzzles. The ones where you had to record yourself on those different colored pads. Some really nice levels, honestly. I absolutely love those segments. Admittedly, I will admit, I wish there was more of those puzzles to do, because I feel like it actually... Like, it wasn't necessarily challenging, but it made me sit back for a minute and sort of think of what I want to do with the level. Or with the puzzle, or whatever. Like, they did that very nicely. Speaking of, this game, I feel like I'm not paying attention to it that much when I feel like I should be talking more about it, but this game, I will admit, it does feel nice to play. I mean, I know this, but it feels nice to play. I'm loving it visually. And yeah, no, I'm loving this, honestly. But the thing is, excuse me, I feel like I know what to expect already. It's kind of just based on gameplay alone. It's a shame there's no, like, voice dialogue for that guy, but whatever. But yeah, no, this isn't the only game that I want to stream eventually either, because I want to stream Crash 4. I would love to stream Crash 4, which I have played it a ton, but I've never actually completed it. And I think genuinely that, as a stream playthrough, that might be very good. I'm yet to actually figure out... I don't know what other options I could really do for stream games. If anyone obviously has suggestions as to what I could emulate, or maybe a PC game I could maybe play, I would greatly appreciate it. As long as it's not like a fucking horror game of any platform or genre or whatever, like... Because I don't care that much for horror, I'm gonna be real. I very much like my simulator games, to be honest. I remember last year I played Stardew Valley. It wasn't on a stream, but I played it on mobile, and I was actually sort of surprised by how good it felt to play it again. And it does feel good to play that game, I will admit. I love that game. I did, I have a game... I did buy another game called Core Keeper, which apparently is supposed to be similar, but I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing on that, to be honest. I think I opened it for a bit, but never continued it. Maybe that could be a good sort of game to play, but I don't know. I think that's the wonderful thing about me streaming all these games, though. It actually... I feel like it kind of encourages me to try new stuff. Like, for example, I streamed the Kingdom Hearts games, or some of them at least, and I loved those games. I think my favorite one is actually the second one. Yeah, get wrecked, Ripperoo. Like, I actually really enjoyed the second game. That's my favorite one, I think. And I don't know what else I've streamed, actually. I've done Warframe, but I'm taking a break from that at the minute. I've probably emulated a bunch of other stuff as well. I've also been thinking about doing Creature from the Krusty Krab, because I haven't played that in a while. Maybe I can do Creature, or maybe I can do some of the worser SpongeBob games, but I don't know who would watch them, that's the thing, because they are the worser SpongeBob games.
Collect every crystal in the arena before the time runs
Oh
out.
shoot, okay.
If you get them...
Every crystal in the arena, got it. Yeah, I don't know. I will say, I haven't even played the Titans of the Tide DLC yet, and I haven't got it, I don't think, but maybe that would be nice to play, I don't know. The annoying thing is about Titans of the Tide, which I feel like I'm gonna start on a rant, is the fact that I like the game, and I'm obviously... I feel like I'm not the only person who feels this way based on a conversation we had in the modding community. I like the game. I gave my thoughts on it during the credits. But I will say, as a SpongeBob game, I don't think I rank it very highly. I think someone in the community actually said, like, it didn't have soul, and you know what? I can actually... I kind of agree. That's the weird thing. I do kind of agree. Because I like the game. I thought it was fun. I thought it was enjoyable, but ultimately... Do I think... There's a lot about it that I'm not sure I'm a fan of. Which I could genuinely complain about for however long I want, right? I don't want to complain about it, because that's not what I'm here to do. I do appreciate a lot of what it does, though, I will say, but... How do I jump higher, by the way? I have no fucking clue. Do I just go off stuff like that? Oh. But, like, I don't know. I feel like when I look at other games from the franchise, I see a lot more character, a lot more personality, which I do really like. I see a lot more charm. But also, I will give Titans credit. It is the... I feel like it's the smoothest gameplay experience out of the modern games. It added the whole grapple ability for Patrick and the burrow and little combat things that are just really nice. And obviously the character switching, like, let's not forget about the character switching, because I do actually really like that. It's nice that it sort of adds a function to what Cosmic Shake did. Because Patrick was just a fucking balloon, but now he's fully a ghost buddy thing. But ultimately, I don't know. I think I keep pressing that button by accident. But I think genuinely, from a SpongeBob game, I think we need... And again, I don't want to be the one to say this, because I mean, I believe the statement, but I feel like we need... Like, I feel like the modern games are going with the BFBB formula, which I do love, you know? Like, you're applying that sort of formula to the games, and as much as I do complain about Titans, they're making it work. Although I will say, there's a part of me that does wish they would sort of start from scratch and build their own thing that they can call their own. Because I'm noticing a trend in the modern SpongeBob games, and that's the fact that it's everything that's sort of the same. Because I played Titans, I streamed it, which of course if you do want to check that out, you're more than welcome to on the VODS channel somewhere. But it feels like more of the same, which a lot of that is good, but I think it genuinely needs to be... I think we need a new SpongeBob formula or something like that, honestly. I don't know. I think genuinely we need to start from scratch, sort of like how Truth or Square did, or maybe like how Creature did, or maybe like how the other games did, like the ones based on the movies, or Plankton's Robotic Revenge. I think there was only one game that was based on the movie that actually stepped away from the BFBB formula, but I think genuinely, if Purple Lamp started from scratch and they created their own sort of formula, I think that would work well in their favor. Because I think genuinely a lot of the content just comes from... A lot of the good stuff that's in the game comes from OG BFBB, right? Which is great. And you know, they remade it for Rehydrated. That's good as well, obviously, but I think in order to show off their true sort of skill with development is if they started from scratch, because I feel like they genuinely just need something that maybe helps them stand out. I think that would honestly work in their favor as long as they can make a good game out of it, you know? Oh, these green things are the doors, right? Oh, it's that? I don't even know what this is.
This is the load save.
Oh!
There are 5.
Okay, I mean... Sure, I guess. I'm gonna save. Why not? I'm not gonna quit now, but... But I think, if I'm being genuine about the modern SpongeBob games, is I think that they do... I think they need to start from scratch, and they need to show off what they can do as a development team by creating their own formula, creating their own idea, instead of maybe branching off of what already exists. Because don't get me wrong, I love what already exists, but it feels like there's nothing... Like, for example, Titans of the Tide. I've said it recently already, but ultimately, there's not really anything that makes it stand out. There's nothing that makes it feel special. And they're really just modifying existing stuff or adding tiny little things on top. And again, that's the thing. The story concept of the new game, I like it. Neptune versus Dutchman, I think that's fantastic. I think, however, they could have done more with the final boss instead of copying what was in the previous bosses in that game. Which, speaking of which, I feel like I need to replay that soon enough. Maybe just to sort of see if I still feel the same way about it. Because I think it's a good game. I just think... I think it could be better. I think it genuinely could be better. I'm obviously... If I ever replay it, I probably won't stream it. But I think as a game... Thankfully, it's not even that long either, I don't think. But I think genuinely I should replay that soon enough. I don't know. Like maybe when I complete Sly 4, or maybe when I... Maybe in a few months' time, when enough time has passed, because I only really play these games once a year. Like, I'm not sure if it would even feel right to revisit them so soon. But I think genuinely... I think Purple Lamp's track record is an interesting one, because they know how to make good games, clearly. But I don't think there's... I don't even know how to word this. There's just nothing that makes them unique. I don't know. I genuinely... I think someone else said this. Someone who is a good friend of mine, but... A good friend of mine, Cooper, said he's gonna give it 1 or 2 more SpongeBob games until he decides whether or not Purple Lamp can come through and give us some good games, because I think they can. But ultimately, I don't want more of the same, weirdly enough. Like, I don't want more of the same. Like, realistically, Titans of the Tide is a sequel to Cosmic Shake, right? Based on the fact that Madame Cassandra's in one of the levels, right? But I think... I don't know, it's tricky, because I feel like they're also... I felt like in Titans, they were a bit reliant on people's nostalgia of the older episodes of the show. I felt like... I think the bosses were a lot better in Titans, but I feel like... they're there to fulfill someone's nostalgia of being like a kid, which I feel like I don't know. I think they should just come up with something new. I think they need to... And you know, that's another thing. It's SpongeBob, right? You expect it to have references and Easter eggs and shit, but the chocolate guy being in... Like, I will admit, the chocolate guy being in Titans of the Tide and being in Neptune's catacombs, I don't think that makes much sense. Why would the chocolate guy go and eat Neptune's chocolate? I don't know. That just feels weird to me, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm not even sure if it makes sense him being there, but I will actually compliment Titans, though. The David Hasselhoff song that he contributed to the overall game, even though it's a small part of the game, might genuinely be the best thing to come out of that game. Like, I actually love that song, weirdly enough. I think everyone loves that song. Like, weirdly enough, I think everyone loves that song, and I think I actually have it bookmarked on Firefox somewhere, because I actually enjoy listening to that. Like, I think that started out... Well, I mean, actually, I say started out. I don't think it necessarily started out, but I'm pretty sure they used it as, like, promotional material to sort of help sell the game. And honestly, I respect the fact that the dude is still doing stuff for the franchise. Even if there's only, like, 2 examples of it. I love the fact that he's just contributing to it anyway. Like, that does make the game a little better, but you also don't have the incentive to go after the TVs. Like, I think as a fan of these games, like, realistically, you're not missing out on much. Still referring to Titans of the Tide, like, it's weird, because the gameplay is probably the best in the franchise, or maybe just the best in modern modern SpongeBob, but like, I think realistically, if you haven't played it yet, I think you should, just to form your own opinion and experience it. But ultimately, I don't think you're necessarily missing out on that much. Like, absolutely play it, because it is fun to play, it's a good time. I don't even know how much the game is or how much it was at the time, but I think ultimately... you get so much more value out of previous games. I'm just gonna be real. Like, you're not missing much by not playing it, but it is still fun to play regardless, and there's probably some sort of replay value there, thankfully. But like, if I ever do like a SpongeBob game marathon again, I probably will include it just because. Excuse me. Though, of course, you know, if you have actually played Titans and you do like it, I will commend anyone for that, because there is good in the game. There is beauty in it, like in a lot of games that tends to get hate, depending on the game, obviously, but I think genuinely... I mean, hey, if you... Listen, feel free to talk to me about what you like about Titans and what you dislike and whatnot. Because I think the general consensus is that, at least from recent comments, is that Purple Lamp really needs to do more. And I agree. I'm not gonna lie, I agree. Speaking of which, this area in Nitro Fueled is nice, I like it. I don't actually remember how many areas there are in this game. I did load up a save, I think it was last year or the year before, and I took a look around the entire map. I don't even know how many areas there are. I know there's like a snowy area and a castle area. I'm not entirely sure what else, though, to be honest. I don't even know how long this game is, actually, come to think of it. I'm not entirely sure how long this game is. Oh, goodness. Speaking of, I know SOT got an update, I think they actually got an update today, but there's the Ashen Garrisons in that game, which they seem cool. I'm not gonna lie. I'm hoping they function the same as like sea forts and shit, because I've yet to actually. I've only ever taken a dive to one. I've never actually sailed out to a naturally occurring one, if they even exist. I think seas, weirdly enough, because I'm a safer seas player, I did not... what am I trying to say? I feel like I ended up becoming detached from the game, because a lot of the time there's content that you don't get to access on safer seas. Which I'm gonna be honest, I'm one of those players that wishes I could access the content on safer seas. Like, I wish I could get that exclusive content in a private server just so I could at least, like, experience it and whatnot. Because I think when it comes to games, I don't think you should make things exclusive to public and private servers, because there's plenty of games where you can make a public server, you can make a private server, but ultimately you can access everything no matter which server you choose to play on, right? And I think if there ever comes a day where Sea of Thieves actually stops existing or dies or whatever, they should really add a way for you to do everything through PvE. Because otherwise, if the game ever goes online, you're not going to be able to get that much enjoyment out of it, and you're not going to be able to complete it. Like, I've been saying this for a while, but the Hourglass stuff, I mean, I have my curses, but I feel like there needs to be a PvE version of that so you can at least still progress. Just so you can at least... And again, as I was saying, if the game goes offline, you're basically screwed. So they need to really account for that in a future update, I think.
All 4 races of this area.
Wait, what? Oh! Wait, is that the star? Oh, gotcha. That's why that said that, okay. I'm surprised I even streamed today, by the way. I feel like I've been taking a good few days off this week from it. Because I completed... I don't know when I completed Hat in Time. I think it was at the beginning of the week or last week. And I've been so clueless as to what to play next, honestly. I'm glad I eventually chose this, but it does sort of make me wonder what I can do next after this, you know? Because I kind of get the feeling this game might not even last that long, but I'm also not exactly sure. Truly depends on how far we get, honestly.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
I really like this map. I've played this before, it's really nice. Damn it, man. What are you doing, Spyro? There we go. Oh. Yeah, that's not even permanent though, is it? That's the downside. Or maybe it is. No, it's not. Can I even use that as a shield? I don't actually know. That's a good question. It's interesting how... It's interesting how fast 3 laps actually goes in this game. It's interesting. Speaking of, actually, this reminds me, weirdly enough, this actually reminds me of, like, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I played that with friends like a year or two ago, maybe more. I miss that. I'm pretty sure my online friend group were in a phase of just like doing Mario Kart. I forget what it's called, but I think it's the Booster Pass. I love those courses. I genuinely love those. And you know, recently I did get, or last year or whenever it was, I did get Crossworlds, which is thankfully like our Mario Kart for the PC. Funny enough, I would actually happily play that with people because I actually love Crossworlds.
I'm tired of watching puny slugs race so slow. Papu wanting action to lay Boom down big and prove Papo is world's best driver. Papu moves so fast, you munch tracks.
I think it's interesting how they all have the same vehicle, by the way. I feel like they shouldn't. I feel like they could have maybe... Maybe it's based on the original, I don't know, but... The amount of customization options in this game, and they all look the same, like, damn, dude. Speaking of the customization options, actually, I really like them. I like them a lot. I like the ones that are, like... I like the ones where you can make your vehicle look like a fucking pastry, you know? I think those are actually my favorite cosmetics to use in this game. Because they actually look fucking delicious. I like the wheels as well. The wheels are so nice. Especially from those sort of like food sets. I can't seem to boost here, so yeah, just do. I love how I only succeed that when I don't boost. That's crazy. Maybe there's a way around that, but I'm not sure. Sheesh. Yeah, see, I know what I'm doing with this game. At least I think I do. I feel like you go so much faster just by drifting alone. Damn it. Maybe, you know what? Since we brought it up, maybe I can... Maybe after this race I can actually switch the cosmetics a bit. That's fine. Last lap anyway. Nice. Sweet.
Papu not himself today. Maybe Papu not eating a big breakfast. You are fast for being so small. Here's key to help.
Nice.
oxide much bigger problem for you. Him not as big, but him much more grumpy.
Nice. Are we making quick progress? I feel like we're making very quick progress. Sheesh. Also, yeah, no, I think we saw it in the previous area, right? But I'm pretty sure... Yeah, you can see it in this one. Like, they offer different things. I'm not sure if they're actually worth doing or not, but I mean... Yeah, I think they just act as, like, trophies, just to say, hey, you got this. I like the dragonfly. I don't think there's actually much I want to use, if I'm being honest. I think this is the nitrous oxide one, right? Team oxide. Doesn't Nasty Knock actually have a vehicle in this? Skull Rider. Am I wrong about that? I don't know. Desert Duster. I don't actually know. I like the Nitro GT. I've used that before and I do actually like it. Actually, wait, you know what? I think I've done this customization before, but hang on. I wanna... See, the only annoying thing about these paint jobs is the fact I feel like I spend so long on them. I think that's the only problem with these, which is more of a me problem than it is anything else, but... Sweet pistachio. Yeah, these wheels... Genuinely, these wheels look so nice, dude. I've said it before, and I'll say it again, and I'll continue to say it. I like how good these wheels look. It's a nice yellow. Oh, yeah. But then again, I just keep looking at them and thinking, do I want that specific one? Do I want this one? Do I want that one? Like... Annoyingly, it is a very difficult choice. Do you know what? I think I like this one. I think I do actually like this one. I'm mostly making the choice just because I don't want to stay stuck on it. Because I know how long I can actually be here for. I kind of want to stay as Spyro. This is a weird thing, by the way. The iron checkpoint crate, or I think it, yeah, there's actually multiple, but so weird how that's a thing, but, you know. Komodo Joe. Speaking of which, yeah, Von Clutch is from Tag Team Racing. I think I like that actually. Like, speaking of which, I like that about I do like that about this game, the fact that like they do add characters from other games. I swear there's the chickens as well. Yeah, the chickens are right here. Chicken stew.
Watch me strut my stuff.
It's weird to think about, isn't it? Like, I'm glad they're here, but I don't know if I would actually switch characters, though. I like Spyro as is, to be honest. And then it leaves a trail. It's a nice trail. I will admit, it's a very nice trail. Where am I actually going? Here? Oh boy. So this is like area 3, I think. Yeah, these areas genuinely look really nice. I'm not gonna lie. I like them a lot. I will say, again, the customization options are fire. When they made this game and when they made the pit stop content, they knew what they were doing. It does make it really difficult, though. Like, that's the thing. It does make it very difficult. It makes it so difficult to choose, but I'm here for it all the same.
Last one there's a Nork.
Aw, yeah. I don't remember this map much. I think I do, actually, but... I think, genuinely, I think people are right when they say this is, like, one of the best sort of kart races. Weirdly enough. I really like it. I think if we're being genuine, the movement feels very nice. Though I will say, I think since Crossworld's released, I think that does actually feel nicer in a lot of ways. I'm pretty sure I only bought that game for the SpongeBob sort of segments of that, by the way. I only bought that so I could play with SpongeBob and do all that. Because I liked the idea of like the paddy wagon being a thing. I will say though, I wish the Bikini Bottom map was so much better. And I kinda wish the soundtrack was the same. Like, it makes me glad that there's actual SpongeBob developers for games that actually know their stuff and know how to handle that sort of thing with the franchise, because I think when you put it into other games, it's not always that good. Or not as good, rather. Speaking of which, if there was a standalone SpongeBob kart racer, like a brand new one, I would not complain. I feel like there's a lot of potential there, genuinely. I feel like there's a lot of potential there.
Congratulations, you win a trophy.
Speaking of which, I'm really not that sure about how much more I'm gonna do. Maybe I'll do this for another like 10 to 20 minutes. Let's see what happens. Speaking of which, I don't know if I've said it recently, but I think a few weeks ago I actually went back to modding BFPB. Like actually making a mod. I'm hoping I can actually revisit that again pretty soon and continue that. After playing Twilight Fair, I kinda want to do more with my own mod, you know?
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Have I ever done this one? I'm not exactly sure. I think I might have, but I don't know. They're right behind me.
Curse these dragon thumbs.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, this is a nice map. It's not my favorite, but I like it a lot. Fuck. Why does this soundtrack remind me of, like, Creature from the Krusty Krab? Is that just me? I don't know. I feel like it reminds me of Creature, weirdly enough. Which, I might actually have a go at replaying that, just to sort of see what it's like, because I remember my feelings about it weren't exactly positive, but... I think the overall consensus of Creature from the Krusty Krab is that people like it, though. So I'm actually considering it.
Maybe you could beat me if you stop dragging your feet.
Oh. These races only last a few minutes. I wouldn't be surprised if this game is actually really short. Weirdly enough. I could be wrong, but I swear there's only like 4 areas in this, right? Maybe? I'm not sure. Technically 5 if you count that area with the spaceship, but...
Congratulations. You win a trophy.
Oh yeah. Let's go. So to be honest, I'm still not sure whether I want to do the rest of the trophy content. Like the blue thing, I'm assuming they're coins or tokens or some shit.
Hold your horns. Here comes Spyro.
Okay. Ah, for fuck's sake. Is my nose done now? Goddamn.
Dragon incoming.
You know, at first I was questioning why he said that, and then I was just like, you know what, he's a dragon, it makes sense. And I was just like, when he said dragon, I fully thought he meant like a really big dragon. And I just thought to myself, wait, that doesn't make sense. And then I remembered, yeah, Spyro, you're a dragon. Of course you'd say that. Oh boy.
Whoa! Supercharged. I'm gonna toss my cookies.
I don't know how that happened. Okay. I really don't know how that happened. Sheesh. Dude. Come on, what are you doing?
Whoa! Supercharged.
There we go. This felt like a bit of a longer race, to be honest, now that I think about it. Felt like a much longer race. I will say, I think other kart racers have much better turns. Like that ramp area near the village is not much of, it's not that great of a turn when you're drifting. I think games like Crossworlds and Mario Kart do it way better. Because it actually feels nicer to drift and stay on the track. Oh boy.
If you stop dragging your feet.
Sheesh, dude. Okay. I think what we might do, I might honestly leave it there. I have actually very much enjoyed this today, though. I know I've, like, yapped a lot about, like, Sly and Ratchet and SpongeBob-related shit, but I do actually really like this game. It's very nice. Yeah.
You win a trophy.
Speaking of which, where's the... I don't know where the thing is. Where is it? Is it this way? Sweet. I really feel like it should have let us go further to the, closer to the door, rather, but hey. Whatever works for the game. I'm still unsure of whether or not I should actually do the extra stuff. Maybe that's why it feels so short. Because I'm starting to get the feeling this game isn't actually that long. Where's... Is there no, like, blue one? I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but, like... Or is it the purple one there? Hang on. Is that what this is? I don't know. I will call it there, though, I think. This has been very fun, though.